Hello everyone. Hello everyone. A very good evening. A very good afternoon. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. I start in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and peace be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Tirmizi Ashrafi from Association of Muslim Professionals, and I welcome you all in this wonderful and informative session of employability training program on interview skills and techniques. I would now do a small presentation on AMP. So kindly bear for a minute. AMP India Foundation is a not-for-profit organization registered under Section 8 of Companies Act 2013, Government of India, for providing voluntary social services to meet the needs of underprivileged individuals, that is, upliftment of the underserved and needy through education and vocational training, employment support, medical relief, economic empowerment, students, mentorship, and guidance. Employment Assistance Cell. We all are witnessing AI's success as one of the most admirably national level NGOs striving for three E's: education, employment, and empowerment. Keeping in mind AI's core objective of supporting the underprivileged, promoting education, and creating economic empowerment, AIF had launched a special project with the name of AIF Employment Assistance Cell during its initial stages of formation. Today, it is one of the core projects of yours. Our major EAC activities include job fairs, job drives, employment training programs in colleges, skill training company tie-ups, candidate mobilization, skill development courses. Job fairs. Job fair is one of the flagship projects of AI, and we have successfully organized 43 job fairs till date. Every job fair has participation of minimum 50 companies and 2,000 plus candidates. AIF has organized job fairs in the past in collaboration with Thane Police, Aurangabad Police, West Bengal Minority Finance Development Corporation, Andhra Pradesh State Minorities Finance Corporation, and other reputed entities. These government organizations and NGOs collaborate with AIF as local partners and take care of the local ground promotions in the job fair arrangements. AIF invites corporates like TCS, Asian Paints, Reliance Group, Cafe Coffee Day, McDonald's, Team Lease, Tech Mahindra, and other reputed corporates in the job fairs. Job drives. Job drives are similar to job fairs but are organized on a much smaller scale compared to job fairs. In a job drive, it typically invites only up to 2 to 3 corporates. Employability training programs. AF's employability training program or ETP has been developed to assist job seekers find the right job at the right place at the right time and to become the right fit in a present day modern organization. ETP trainers are seasoned professionals who have in-depth understanding of employability training and committed to investing their valuable time, resources, and knowledge in grooming the candidates. We team up with colleges in different cities and conduct ETPs there on a regular basis, usually once every month. Skill training company tie-ups and candidate mobilization. AIF has partnered with reputed skill training companies like Tata Trust, Whirlpool, Tech Mahindra Foundation, etc. We have also arranged skill training melas in Mumbai by inviting around 20 skill training companies to hire and train unskilled candidates who could not pursue their higher studies after 10th and 12th standard. Our achievements: 43 plus job fairs, 9 online job fairs, 275 plus job drives, 6 online job drives, 220 plus employability training programs, 28 online ETPs, 100 plus mock interviews in colleges, 25,000 plus candidates placed in jobs. Organized 6 career fest, benefited 1,50,000 plus students. New initiative by the AMP India Foundation. EmpowerJobs.com was launched on 6th December 2020. It's a unique job portal with comprehensive offerings introduced by AMP India Foundation for job seekers, especially those hit by COVID pandemic. Thank you very much. Now I would introduce our speaker for today, Dr. ANSARI. Dr. Ansari is currently working as a post-doctoral fellow and guest faculty at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, funded by Indian Council for Social Science Research. He had completed Ph.D. in human rights from Aligarh Muslim University on the issues and challenges of migrant workers in Canada, India. He has secured gold medal in his masters in human rights. He has academic credentials of one edited book on migration and development and seven international and national journals in the arena of human rights, education and minorities. He has been invited, presented and participated in various international and national academic conferences. So, Dr. Ansari, I would now request you to please take over the session from here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Association of Muslim Professionals and the whole team behind it. It is really a great time to meet you all and have a word with you. Well, of course, we know there are so many restrictions, especially because of this COVID. So we'll be having a good time. We'll be discussing all the things. Hope my screen is visible for you. Hello.
Yes, yes, it is visible, sir. You can continue. It's visible,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll discuss about the interview skills and techniques. Most probably, all of our aim or all we want is that to win the interview and to crack the job. Okay, there is always any person who has already cracked the SSLC to the postdoc or the PhD program. He is having a vision or the will or the aim to get the right job at the right place. There is a dream job. So we'll, as a researcher or as a, because I've already been given interviews and I've also taken the interviews in various places, especially in the Jamia, in our department, and to the various NGOs and civil societies. So we'll discuss what all things we have to patch up and we have to correct it. It's just like polishing a gem and it will makes you to shine. Okay, the first thing, the first things first. Uh, Take about your, we'll speak about your resumes. Okay, the employees consider the resumes, cover letters that are flawless in the format, the grammar, and the spelling. Well, I'll suggest you that, okay, if I'm an employer, okay, I'll be having, for 5 posts, we'll be having about 50 resumes in my hand. So I don't have a time. Mostly, if you speak to any HR executives, he says that they doesn't look the whole resumes. They will spend only 15 seconds in a resume. So, Mike, get back to yourself to the Google and check it the most and the perfect resumes and the cover letter, and make it in a good format. It is easily readable and the neat and clean. And the second is it has to be free from any grammatical and the spelling errors. Then the resume should be tailored to the specific job. For example, if you're applying for a research coordinator in an NGO or the civil society or the community development program, it should be like that. So it should that the post for the civil service code. Okay, and if you're applying for academic oriented job like a research assistant or the research associate or a postdoc, something like that, PhD, you should specifically tailor your resume according to that. Okay, and you should emphasize your relevant work experience, especially I will emphasize the word relevant. Okay, put the relevant key work experiences, which makes the employer or the interviewer more attracted to you, your resume, and the academic qualification, of course. Then the third thing is among those hundreds of applications or the applicants for the job, if your resume and cover letter are strong enough, it will prompt a potential employer to invite you for the interview. For example, in today's world, especially the post-COVID, okay, and the COVID scenario, people will be going for the LinkedIn, and if you put up an interview, that's indeed so many. For example, if I'm taking a job for my own trust, I'll be just looking to the resumes. And if I found the correct keyword, it suits to my want, okay, the job responsibilities, then we'll go to that. So make your resume and the cover letter according to that, or the need of the potential employer. Then second thing, the type of interviews, especially what we know is the one-to-one interviews, the screening models, and today's scenario, it's easier. If a guy from the Canada, okay, recently I was interviewed for the review panel in a grassroots international teams in Canada, Ontario. So what the Quebec, sorry. So what they have done, there's just a phone call, and they just interviewed what all things are done. Then they ask for the video Skyping. So make sure yourself, your tone, when you're going for the phone interview, make sure you are most confident, and they only can hear your tone. So make sure you are having a better tone. And the panel interviews, in that there will be a good number of people who will be sitting over it. So you'll be having a discussions over it. The third thing is group interviews. It's more probably the group discussions. A group will be, you'll be assigned to work on a particular group, and you'll be given to work on the particular team. For example, in that, the people want to see that how much interested you are to work as a group, because of course at the last of the moment you have to get into the team of the employees which is in the organization. And that is the technical and the task, because if XYZ companies, for example, the Microsoft is looking for a technician, what they will do, they want someone who is proficient in the software in the area. So you have to make sure that the particular technological skills, you have to be mastering that. And the last but not least, and the most prominent one in today's world, 21st century, is the video Skype interviews. Uh, it's one of the prominent and interesting. Make sure that you are wearing a very good shirt, be confident, look at the eyes of the interviewer, have a good smile, and speak politely and confidently. So, when you are invited for the interview, be sure to ask what type of interview you will have to attend. Okay, so prepare according to that. Well, we'll get back to the pre-interview preparations. Of course, we know what kind of things. Okay, firstly, I want to know that I'm expecting for the questions from after the sections. Please take a pen and book, and we will write it. Okay, then it's fine. So, research the organization. If I'm applying for an info pack, I want to get into a computer-based organization, or a Facebook, or in a Google, or if I want to get into an Oxford University, just imagine that. So, and I'm applying for the Center for the Statistics Department there. What I will do, first thing is that I want to check their service or their offerings, and what they are job responsibilities. Or if you are going to the scientific or the prominent sectors like the social sector, service sector, okay, you have to understand the corporate values, what product they are focusing on that, and what they are looking for that. Research the organization. Take the pen, sit yourself, and research the organization. Second thing is that just check the list of HR professionals who are working over there, and get a sense of the interviewer and the team's background through the social media. Uh, Today's world, everything is in your fingertips. Just start working, then you will get it. Then ask for the further advice. Reach out to your network recruiter for the further advice. What I would suggest you that if you find a job, for example, a Google, okay, and if you want to get into the work with the backfield or the United States or anywhere, just check it out, check the locations, and try to get a good friendship with them. And just check what all things they are focusing on, how they are updated, what is the skills you are lacking from them. Try to update that, okay? And give, last but not least, the best thing is that be on the task. The fourth one, I will see you that plan out the traffic. Of course, whenever we went to interview or an examination, The first thing is we'll be late for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Never go according to that. Always keep some space of time so that you will be before the time of 5 minutes. Well, the most interesting and valuable thing is that dress for the occasion. Follow the official dress code of the formals. Dress decently and well. We'll discuss on that in a detail. Well, yeah. Then plan ahead. Prepare 2 to 3 questions to ask the interviewers because that makes you unique. You should ask the questions to the interviewer. We'll discuss what kind of questions you have to ask in this coming slides. Then minimize the distractions. The most interesting thing that put your phone on silent. Like this, I've already put my phone on the silent. Whenever you go to the interviews, first thing you have to do that, put your phone on silent. There is no other, there's no excuses for that. If you want this job, you should put that in silent. Then the first impression, have a smile and a firm handshake. Then good luck for the interviews. Then next one, professional dress codes requirements. Well, the conservative class suit or the formals for the men, and you can wear an overcoat. It looks you much better. Then sari or silver kameez for the women. Then no visible body piercing, tattoos. It is if you are having a tattoos over here, it's advisable to have a coat overcoat. Then polished cloth toe dress shoes. The minimal jewelry, conservative hairstyles. That should be more convenient, and it should look warm, look nice. Then no strong color or the perfume because once you enter the room, the last even we as interviewers we have felt that okay wow, or sometimes oh what perfume he or she has used. It should not be as such a fool. So the feeling it has to be different. Then it should be well groomed, minimal makeup. When you go to the interview, it should looks nice, decent, and confident. Then conservative hems and necklace, then pressed shirts, then dark shorts. Okay, if you ask me personally, I will suggest you that light color shirts and the dark pants plus the belt and the shoes let it be on the light colors. If you see the shirts they have worn, it is white, cream, blue. It's almost light colors. Okay, yeah. Then how to make a handshakes? It's one of the beautiful questions most of the students or my friends ask me. Okay, smile and make eye contact as you handshakes. Especially in the COVID scenario, your interviewers will be standing this. You'll be having a 2 or 3 meters. If you're okay, so just have a good smile. Be smile, be happy. Then extend your handshake if he allows. Extend your handshake. Your palm should touch the palm of the interviewer. Okay, use a firm handshake. Adjust your grip to the other person's hands. Then hold the handshake for 2 or 3 seconds. Make it slide up and down pumping motion. So it makes this okay, you'll be having relations. Well, yeah, body language. It's studied on HR interviews. While interviewing this HR managers, they said that 67%, believe me, 67% of the managers cite that lack of eye contact as the biggest mistake that the candidates make. For example, 67% of the candidates have been rejected just because of this simple reason. Okay, it doesn't mean that they doesn't have any poor knowledge. They have the knowledge, they have the dressed well, they have the good certificates because they are not confident. The people are not giving them job. Imagine 67% of the managers, then 76%, 26%, almost more than quarter. Okay, applicants was rejected just because they felt it too much. They was very much shivering. They was having, oh, I don't know what to say. It's just like that. When they asked the question, they said, oh. So make sure that just practice yourself. Okay, what all the interview questions? We will discuss in that in the detail. Okay, what all questions maybe a chance to come. Practice according to that. Get into the mirror or make a call to your friend or a brother or cousin or mom or father who is close to you. Ask them to put up the questions and just say about yourself and sit according to the interview manner and uh, practice makes man perfect. Do these things and correct yourself. Then, third thing is 21% of the interview, 21% of the rejects candidates who have a very weak handshake. So it shows that importance of the handshake. Then 39% of the interviews are put off the candidate because they fails to smile. Even when I was sitting into the interview and as an interviewer or interviewer, I noticed that the people should sit like this. You should not. Make yourself to smile because it costs nothing. It creates much. Then do's and don'ts. Okay. A very interesting thing, which I've seen in the most of the academic interviews and the NGO sectors. Okay, the people, especially the women, I'm not criticizing or sidelining them. The combination of bags, briefcase, there are so many things we'll be having with them. Okay, because these things will not be more comfortable. Try to arrange all your certificates and the important thing in a single bag. That's enough. Because all the extra codes and other things will make you disorganized. And okay, then slight always sit slightly angled. It's okay if you are sitting for the interview. You don't sit like this. It will be good if you start like this. It should sit straight and be confident. Okay, always put the power pose. Okay, we'll discuss what is a power pose. Uh, the practice of power pose right before the interview to convey the pose confidence in the practice. And there are some don'ts. Okay, everyone see that what do's you have to do. We will discuss the don'ts. There are people who smiles nervously, so don't do that. Too much smiling makes you seem nervous. Smile upon the intro and exit early. And when you're answering, you have a small smile in your face. Okay, then purse your lips. Most of my friends who are already in the HR field, they say that it makes us feel like you're holding something back. Never do that. This kind of things. Then contract and expand, claim your space. It's don't do this. And there's something like oh, touch your face and higher. Uh, it's like a sign of nervousness. And believe me, 69% of the things what you want to say will read from the body language. 69%. Then almost 21% from your uh, tone. Which tone? If you might be very good knowledgeable, you having a good knowledge about the system and the working condition or whatever it is. You are maybe very fit for the job, but you'll be losing just because of your lack of body language and lack of tone. And only 7 to 9% will be your knowledge and the what you are saying. So focus on these areas and correct that. Then we just started the interviews. The first question, tell me about yourself. So if it is an offline class, I'll be so glad. I will be asking you guys to be sitting in a professional manner and I'll be asking you, tell me about yourself. The first thing is that be professional. Okay, focus on one story to say. If you see the presidential speech of Barack Obama in the United States of America, it's really, really, really interesting. He has a story which connects to the people of the United States of America. Just like that, you see the story of Mode or any good leaders, that means leaders or politicians. I'm not saying about that, just good things you have to accept everything. Of course, it's not a good face, but there are so many other things we have to take it. Okay, then be concise and be specific. You should not run around the things or beat around the bush. Connect your story to the position. For example, if you're applying for the post of research associate in the so and so company, you should say, okay, you have already worked as a research associate, your field of experience, and so things. Then, rather than top interview questions, rather than memorizing somebody else's idea of a good answer, it's much more useful to be able to think your own and come up with your own responses. Note down this 10 answers and ask the team to share the fact. What you know about this organization? Wow, it's one of the most important questions which the people ask. If you when I was applying for the volunteer post in the PML Foundation as a volunteer director of volunteers, they asked me the real and important questions. What do you know about this organization? It's the first question. Then, why do you want this job? The third one, give an example of a situation where you didn't meet your goals or objectives. In that, you can be confident and say is that okay, how you have overcome that situation. It will be more good than that. Give an example of situation where you faced conflict or the difficult problems. In that, if you are most and project coordinator, you have arranged several projects. So if you have faced some difficulties in organizing something, just introduce that. Just shoot that answer and say that okay, how you have overcome it. Then what do you see in the first 5 years from now? For example, if you're seeing yourself 2026, if you're going for the Google or any associate Muslim professionals, just you are going for the interview there, you are saying that I'm seeing as an assistant manager of your company, of our own company. Okay, it sounds good. Then what would your current manager say that your strength and weakness? Then why should we keep you in this position? Give us an example of you faced with a big challenge that I've already asked. Then do you like working with the teams? 99% of the HR professionals ask this. And make sure that you say the yes. Because every organization is team working on the team. No organizations is running an individual budgets. So you should make sure that there is a proper team building. So you say that, yeah, I love to be and I'm passionate to be the team building. And I can do such these things. We can have a good relationship with the seniors, juniors, and the friends. You should be open to that. Then what is the first thing you would change if you were to start work here? In that, you should answer very thinking correctly. Find yourself and put the answers for that. Then prepare your stars, understanding what skills the company considers critical to consider success there. Write up your stars skills on the resume. For example, if you're applying for the job in the Google, they might be looking for someone who's having a good programming language, who's an expert in that. So make sure that you're having that skill. Okay, what was your situation or your previous employers faced? Make sure that you are not criticize your employer at any point of time. You should be smiling and supporting. Because if you're criticizing the previous employers, it shows that you will be criticizing this company to coming tomorrow. So never do that. Then what tasks were involved in that situation? Then what actions you did take? Then what were the results of that action? Just plan ahead these questions whenever you go for the interview. Then top interview questions asked. which we have discussed. Tell me about yourself. What do you know about the company? What do you know about the positions you are applying for? Or rather, the question is that why should we take you? What makes you unique? You should say about that. Why we should hire you? So, right, in that you should say that I have having this much of experience. I've done these things. So, if you take me, I can bring up the profit and I can bring up the fame to your company and so and so. These are the changes I can bring you. Okay. Then questions you should ask. What do you like most about working for this company? Tell me about the culture. Then, how will I be evaluated during the first 3 months' time? Then, why this position is vacant? Then, what do you think job application choose to work rather than your own competitions? Answering tips. Okay, the first one is maintaining the eye contact. Then, yeah, most of the interviews I've seen my friends, and they used to say that, oh, it was just like basically, actually, there are some natural fillers. You can do that, but avoid more and more. It seems that you are nervous. Then smile, be courageous and professional. Tell the stories. Always cite the examples from your previous work examples. Then, yeah, never say this in an interview. First thing, the primary reason for job hunting was that your present boss or manager is racist, sexist, unfair, very poor leader, and so any reason. It shows that you are not apt for this job. Yes. So never don't hunt or degrade your supervisor, boss, or manager whenever you go for an interview. Make sure that okay, he is very good in that, but he lacks some. So never say that. Okay, of course, trying to improve it. That's enough, of course, because the HR executives doesn't hear this. If they heard it, you will be out on the moment. So make sure that this job is one of the several for which you are applying and not the first choice going to the interview. Never do that. Then you have an inside contact with the relatives who have a lot of information organizations, right? So that means you are doing some politics over there. Never do that things whenever you go for jobs. Then biggest mistakes people do at the interviews. Okay, the first thing is that you most of us do having the questions. Remember to come armed with some questions. 16% of the hiring managers, 1/6, said no questions left them with a bad impression. Then turning up late. 6% of the hiring managers says that it is one of the biggest mistakes they ever feel. Maybe you are traveling from a very far distance, but make sure you are arriving on the time. Then 11% of the hiring managers or the HR executives reclaimed, not only claimed, they reclaimed that textbook answers because they have already studied so and so answers. It says you should unique, you should look unique in your answers. Then 13% is that they were too confident, they were arrogant. Never do that. Be smile, be polite, be confident, be simple as humble. And 39%, almost 40%, 40, interview says that arriving to the interview room unprepared was a common error. So never do that. Then ask the following question. Dress code for the interview. Time, location, and name of the interviewer. For overseas interview, ask IST, Indian Standard Time. If you are getting interview from US or Canada or UK or France or any other country, make sure that you have scheduled according to your time with IST, Indian Standard Time. Because the 2 o'clock in Canada may be 7:30 for you, even. Okay, and also 10 o'clock, 7:30 for you. So make sure according to that. Release the research on the company, details, organization goals, ethics, and missions and visions. Research on that. Then scout the interview locations. Start planning your route. Get into Google and start planning the route. Enter the address and location in your cell phone or the tablet. Then plan alternate routes to the interview location. If one has been jammed, have to take the another route. Drive to the locations and the parking and the building access. Arrive minimum, arrive minimum 15 to 30 minutes early. And never arrive 2 or 3 hours early. Never do that. 15 to 30 minutes is a perfect timing. Minimum 10 to 15 minutes, maximum 30, not more than that. Then practical advice. Use common sense during the interviews. First one, turn off your phone or make it in silent completely. Second thing, always take notes during the interviews because it shows that you are considering your seniors or the interviewees. Whatever the comments they give, you are taking that. So it is better to take the notes. There is nothing wrong in that. Then look confident and calm. Look confident and calm. Then use the 50-50 rule. Never answer before the questions. Never ask before the questions or never shoot your answers sudden, all of a sudden. Use listen, then answer. Answer to the question. Then body language. Be aware of your body language all the time. Focus on keeping eye contact. Use a firm but reasonable handshake. Sit erect and lean slightly forward to show your interest. Share your attention. Engage with answering. Engage while answering the questions. As you know, these are things. But the best thing I like from the company, just interact yourself. Interact with things. Then end on a good note. Always thank the interviewers for their time. Oh, I'm so grateful to be with you and thank you for that. If you really want the job, tell the interview no answer terms. Collect the cards of everyone. Then follow up. Send follow-up notes to the interviews. That's we must. Make your thank you emails and handwritten notes in brief. If you're not selected for the feedback areas you withdraw, just you get the for example, when I applied for the jobs, I got almost 100 plus rejection emails. So what I put in that, I just sent the okay. I'm so glad to get applied. I'll be looking forward to work with you in the near future. Please let me know what all things I have to develop. What was my fault so that I can develop and apply in your organization. Just do that. Okay. So 6 things. Smart act. Then scout the interview location. Then practical advice for body language. Then wrap it up. Then 6-1 follow up. Then evaluate the questions. A, B, C, D, E. But sometimes there will be questions which get A. Strongly agree. Then agree, disagree, strongly disagree, don't know. Evaluation of the questions. Answer according to that. This section increased my knowledge on what to expect, how to prepare the interview. We should do that. Then thank you. That's all. So we are expecting a good answers and questions from you. So whatever the questions you face, just show that. I'll be so glad to hear from you.
Yes, sir. So there are no questions from the participants, and still, if there is any query related to the session today, I send you the same on WhatsApp, sir, so that you can answer, and I forward the same to the student. Okay, sir?
Yeah, sure.
And thank you very much for your precious time and for the effort you have taken out for such a wonderful session. Inshallah, then see you again for the another session. Till then, Allah Hafiz.